Just checking.
I think you only call him like once an hour, and it's like towards the end of the hour.
Very
Oh,
much so.
ah.
An interesting discovery in Ryan's car. A cheque for £500 from Ryan made out to Kate.
Blimey, how does he explain that?
He said it was an incentive. Apparently he'd heard she was thinking of leaving the course.
What made her so special that they were willing to pay her to stay?
Just a good student, I suppose.
Nah, doesn't add up. £500 is a lot more than an incentive, Jex. You can buy questions in Parliament for that kind of money. Sounds pretty desperate. Keep on at Ryan about it. Oh, and get yourself another drink.
Another drink. Thanks, Chief.
I'm having one.
Yeah, I'm gonna look up how many, what 500 pounds is in US dollars. Because I feel like maybe we're not completely understanding the conversion.
Yeah.
Actually, not too far off. It's $632.85 US dollars. God dang it, $633.
I think I might have found something. Hold on.
Okay.
A few more questions, if you don't mind.
Now this one, the contradiction is a bit further up. It's when we were first kind of finding out about the different techniques that Alice uses.
Oh, okay. Oh, coerced or bribed. Gotcha.
Aha. So, students aren't coerced or bribed in any way, except Kate.
I feel like that
Sure
one's a
what
little
you
bit of a
mean.
stretch, but okay.
You said you were going to give Kate.
I mean, it's
£500
incentive and
as
bribe.
an
Yeah.
incentive. That's coercion, isn't it?
I really don't think you could call it coercion, Inspector. It was an incentive, that's all, a little encouragement.
So, how
Little?
often do you use incentives?
Okay, incentive is probably the wrong word. The money was just to see how Kate would respond. It was part of her assessment.
Assessment.
We have to assess students as they progress. We don't use conventional methods like sitting an exam or anything like that. People pay for this course per session. We have to know if they're committed or not.
So you're assessing their progress and testing their commitment.
Yes, we are. We have to. This is a business, not a charity.
So Ryan's claiming the money was part of Kate's assessment. And did this assessment also involve threshold testing, I wonder? Or was the money for something else? Aha.
Ooh.
Well, which one is it, Ryan? Do you test students or not?
Well, some of them, yes.
Including Kate?
Yes.
Why was she being tested?
Oh,
She
we're
was
so
being tested
close.
because-
She being tested.
Because we wanted to see if she was good enough to become prime candidate, okay?
So Kate...
You spilled it! You spilled it! He finally spilled it!
Oh, that I love
Yes,
just
I
seeing
did.
it go
But I
there. That's
didn't
great.
ask him to do anything stupid. He knew it was against course rules.
How far did you ask him to push her?
I didn't ask him to push her. I asked him to test her. There's a huge difference. If Simon decided to give her too much caffeine or morphine or whatever, that's his responsibility.
Caffeine.
So if he did anything wrong, it was his own responsibility. He did it with his own mind and his own hand. We had nothing to do with it.
Yeah, we did push him over the edge.
Midnight.
And he
Still
pushed
no
his
suspect. Unless
drink
you
over the
count
edge.
everyone I've interviewed, it's no surprise that
Oh, we're so close.
Jess
We're
would be
so
responsible for Kate's
close.
death. But I wonder if the man protests just a little too much.
Camera,
A few more questions, please.
you're being very rude right now. You know what?
How do you
I'll turn off
think
the
you'd have
camera.
reacted if you'd found out that
Uh-oh.
Kate had been chosen
Okay.
to be prime candidate?
Is that... Was she?
I'm just asking how you think you'd react.
Almost crashed
I don't know.
Discord.
I wouldn't react. in any way, really. I'm not bothered. I don't think she was, though.
What makes you think that?
Well, it's just an impression I got. You know, she's a bit flaky, to be honest. She's just not really prime candidate material.
But they're tested to be prime candidate.
Thank you. I'll probably be back later.
Oh my god.
Do you know whether Kate was in the running to be prime candidate or not?
I don't, but I do think she would have been chosen just because she was, Kate.
You didn't discuss it with Kate?
No. No, she never talked about this.
Thank you. Probably be back later. Just a few more questions, if you don't mind.
Paul!
Was Kate a prime candidate?
Well, as Ryan has probably already told you, yes, she was.
Did you ask Simon to test her?
Yes, it's company policy. Leaders don't get involved.
And it covers your back, of course.
Nobody knows the students better than they do, Inspector.
Convenient.
It's much better to let them just work it out among themselves.
It isn't very professional to force students to test each other to the point where one of them gets killed, Paul.
We don't force students to do anything that they don't want to do, Inspector.
So you
Paul.
don't force them into being tested?
No, we don't encourage anybody to hurt or offend anybody else here.
You don't use threshold testing, for instance?
No. If Simon Thompson went too far with Kate, that's his responsibility, not ours. He's the one you should be speaking to, if truth be told. I don't trust him myself.
Aha.
Yeah, it's like,
Yeah,
say
that's-
You don't endorse...
yeah, it's a
threshold
stretch.
testing, that's the phrase, isn't it?
Yes.
Except you do, Paul, because you told me that the students use that CD in the mirror room. I've listened to that CD, and it very clearly mentions threshold testing. You keep batting this away, Paul. We don't really use hypnosis. The students aren't really tested, but I am this close to launching a full-scale investigation.
Look, we get a kickback
You
from
should.
these students, and they have to be exceptional. Of course we have to test them. That doesn't mean we do anything illegal. What do you think we do? Bump off the ones we don't like?
Well, that depends on how far you push them, doesn't it?
Well, we certainly don't kill them. Nobody here wanted Kate dead.
I'm sure they didn't. But what do you expect, Paul, when you put students under that much pressure?
She was a very, very valuable student. She was worth a lot to the business.
Really? And how much would that be?
Well, if you really want to know, 50 grand.
She was worth 50 grand.
Yes.
What, you were selling her?
Of course we were selling her. You don't get this, do you? We make perfect employees. Month after month. That's all we do.
What do you mean, perfect employees?
What big business needs, Inspector, more than anything else, is none of this altruistic, goody-goody crap. What we look for is people with ambition, no ethics, push, greed is good, all right? We don't deal with all this comfort stuff. The survival of the fittest, that's all there is. There's no higher purpose, no big plan. There's nothing at the end of the rainbow, except what you have and you can enjoy in the here and now.
And what do you enjoy now, Paul?
You're gonna have to excuse me, Inspector. I'm a very busy man. I've got work to do.
I'll see myself out.
Yeah, I feel like, as pompous as he is, something, it doesn't sit right with him.
Gate on your way out.
Sorry, what?
I feel like, as pompous as he seems, like what they're doing doesn't sit right with him. But he's too greedy.
To shut this place down. Get rid of him.
I love the.
Policeman, we can't just...
You sought this, Ryan. You
Uh-oh.
man up and you sought it. tonight.
Kyle. Ooh. We just got to trigger one more cutscene, and then we have the last contradiction, and we'll know who the murderer is.
Two totally morally bankrupt men are
We're
plotting
so
to
close.
get rid of me. It's midnight. I don't have any backup, and I don't even have a mobile phone. This is potentially quite bad.
Yes.
What's Kyle got to do with it? I think I might make my way over to Atlas while Ryan isn't there. Maybe lock
Don't
myself
kill
in.
Jinx.
Suppose it was too much to hope that Ryan had left the place open.
Yeah, Ryan knows how nosy we are.
Prove to me that you're man enough to do this, Kyle, and then you can deal with that ridiculous police inspector.
What is this? What the hell? Scotland Yard. Not hell. Ryan.
Hello, Inspector. What
Oh,
are you doing
Jinx.
here?
Inspecting. So, come on. Let's have it.
I don't think you'd understand, Inspector. The best thing that you can do is turn around, go away, and leave us to it.
Knife.
What?
That knife gives me a perfect right to stick my nose in, investigate, and
Yeah.
interfere.
This is all part of the Atlas course. It's a physical endurance exercise.
No. Ryan.
No.
You literally told him to kill her to see if he could kill Jinx.
Drop it! Drop it.
Not looking 100% brilliant for you, Ryan.
Oh, please, Inspector, you've poked your nose into Atlas's affairs enough times to know that imaginative flair is part of the course's success. Our
No.
lessons are reinforced by a unique emotional experience.
Terror?
It's an extremely evocative tool.
Well, it's a good job you're not in charge of the national curriculum.
Look, Inspector, I know what you're trying to do. I know what you're thinking. But believe me, Atlas had nothing to do with the deaths of those people.
Eyewitness account of a satanic sacrifice in the woods. That's not what we call circumstantial evidence, Ryan.
Simon. Now, I saw Simon walking home with Kate last Friday after the meeting. Now, Simon had some strange idea that he was in the running to become prime candidate. Well, a knob of butter has more chance of becoming prime minister. Oh, wait.
So you tell me.
Simon.
Ooh, shots fired.
Yeah.
It's likely, isn't it?
I wonder who the prime minister was at this time. In political commentary.
Pig! I know. Police brutality.
Jinx.
You okay?
He's like, I'm going home.
You're welcome.
You save someone from being sacrificed, and that's the thanks you get. If that wasn't an occult ceremony, I don't know what is. The Rands have been lying all along. But what's Simon going to say about Ryan's accusation?
Let's go ask.
Ask about a few more things, please.
Simon.
What would you say if I said it's been suggested that you were seen walking home with Kate after Atlas last Friday?
What? By who?
The same person who suggested that you wanted Kate out of the picture because you found out she was in the running to be prime candidate.
What? Who said that?
Just a question.
I didn't think I was in the running. It was Ryan, wasn't it?
I am in no position to say.
It was Ryan.
Simon, calm down.
No, I can prove it. Kate's driving license, give it to me.
Why?
Kate, driving licence, please. See that pattern on the tape there? Let me show you something. See this pattern? Now look at that. It's the same pattern. This has come from the same roll of tape as this.
So?
So there's only one person that's taped like that. Ryan. He gave me this piece of tape when I was in his office once. Why has Kate's driving licence got a piece of Ryan's tape on it?
I have no idea, Simon.
Where did you find it?
Oh, by the lake.
Well, it's obvious, isn't it? Ryan was testing her. He was doing a boundary test to see how much she would do, how far she would go to be a prime candidate. But it all went wrong. Okay. It's one of the things we do at the course, right? You give something that's important to you to someone else, then they go and hide it somewhere. It's to teach you to not be bothered when you lose something that's important to you, all right? Kate gives her driving licence to Ryan. Ryan goes and hides it somewhere down the lake. Kate finds out, she goes down looking for it, probably drunk, and she falls in.
I'm afraid I find that a bit far-fetched, Simon.
Yeah.
It makes perfect sense if you know anything at all about how Atlas
But
works.
Simon, if you got the tape from Ryan, Kate could have got it from him.
He told me he doesn't lend it out.
He lent it to you.
Yeah.
But I didn't kill her. Do a lab test on the card. His DNA will be all over it.
And what if yours is all over it?
It won't be. I didn't kill her. I'm sorry. Just give me a minute. I need some painkillers.
And he left.
Got itchy ears today. Ugh.
The Husker is dreaming.
Aw.
Trying to act as suspiciously as possible?
Nice sweet dreams.
Emma, just ask you a few questions about, why your boyfriend ran.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen this anywhere before?
I've seen it somewhere, but can't remember. Sorry, no.
Ryan.
Did Simon mention walking home with anyone after the meeting last Friday?
No, he just came home. Why?
He didn't mention walking home with Kate.
No, definitely not.
Be back later on, if that's okay.
Okay. Ding.
More questions, please.
Rebecca!
Have you seen patterned tape like this anywhere before?
Oh, Ryan's got some. I know because I borrowed it.
When was that?
A couple of months ago?
Have you still got it?
I don't think so. I haven't seen it since then.
I know, it's
'Cause
another,
that's like the worst kind of tape ever.
Yeah, it's like almost like a washi tape, which is
Yeah.
not very sticky.
Aha. You last saw that sticky tape 2 months ago, is that correct?
Yes.
So how come you used it last week to tape over the broken window outside? That's the same tape.
Well, I must have been mistaken.
You see, the reason I'm asking is that it's exactly the same tape that was found attached to Kate's driving license, found at the scene. The tape that only Ryan has. Ryan, and of course, you.
So what are you saying?
Who's got the tape now? Do you know where it is?
No. No, I don't know where it is. Why are you asking me about this tape?
You seem nervous, Rebecca. Is there a problem?
Well, you're practically accusing me of having something to do with that woman's murder, aren't you?
I wasn't accusing you of anything, Rebecca. Unless there's something you'd like to tell me.
No, I wouldn't like to tell you anything.
There's something you want to
Okay,
hear.
well, that's fine. Obviously, we'll be swabbing everyone in the area for DNA, so if anything comes up on Kate's license, DNA traces.
What will come up? Nothing will come up. Right, I've had enough. I've got to get back.
Rebecca! Would you like to explain to me exactly what is going on?
Which bit? The fact that some leggy bitch was trying to steal my husband?
I think you had better tell me what you know, Rebecca.
Okay. You want to know what I know?
Also judgy.
Vine seduced my husband and was going to blackmail him. Not only did she sleep with him, that whore did it just for his money, our money.
How did you work that out?
I heard her. I knew it was her arguing with Emma Bowman. Emma was trying to talk her out of it.
And how did she come to be at the lake?
She dropped that driving license thing when she came in. She was drunk. She dropped her bag. I took it out to the woods and stuck it over the lake. Then I waited for her. When she came out, I told her where it was, said someone had just run off into the woods with it.
You led her to the lake.
She was reaching out over the lake to get it. I didn't do anything. She just fell in.
But you let her drown.
It was dark. I couldn't see anything. I couldn't help her.
Really? Did you try, Rebecca?
Well, it was too late. She was just flapping about in the water. It was pathetic. She was making these gurgling sounds.
And what did you do?
I got a big stick. I just pushed her down with it until she stopped. Well, she was dead anyway. What did it matter?
You killed her, Rebecca.
She slept with my husband.
No, she didn't.
Rebecca.
What do you mean?
You got the wrong girl.
Who? Emma. It was Emma.
Rebecca Rand, I am arresting you for the murder of Kate Vine. You do not have to say anything, but anything you do say may be taken down and will be used in evidence against you. Do you understand?
Yes.
So, it appears that Kate Vine's death was a tragic case of mistaken identity. But there are some loose threads here. What was Ryan doing with Kyle and that girl in the woods? What if I hadn't interrupted? And what really happened to Liam last year? It seems I've only scratched the surface of Atlas and the Rand business empire. Trying to find out about Paul Rand's past is like peering into dense fog. He gives nothing away and covers his tracks with military efficiency. However, what is known is that Paul Rand has a lot of connections in high places, politicians, celebrities, business leaders. Perhaps James Wilson's ideas weren't too wide of the mark after all. I get the feeling there's still a lot more to learn about the Rand business empire.
You're going to have to excuse us. Atlas is closed for the moment, but we'll be open again very soon. Thank you for your interest.
Oh, I love this game. The red herring at the end, like they make you dance between Simon and Ryan, and then when Rebecca is involved, you're like, what? What? And, oh, I love it. I love it, love it. And it's like, this game has been out for a number of years, so it doesn't appear like there's going to be a sequel, but
unfortunately, because there's so many loose ends.
I know, I truly wish there would be a sequel, because it's just so interesting, even if it wasn't necessarily about Atlas, but like...
I want to take Doubt out.
Yeah, it's just, this game.
There's so much shady shit.
Mm-hmm. I mean, this game does have flaws where it's some of the contradictions are a little bit of a stretch, especially towards the end.
And
then
don't make that much sense if you try to pair them together.
yes, and then also there's contradictions are said that aren't considered contradictions. But I mean, but it's
And inconsistencies. Like
Yes.
mentioning that Kate is a blonde and she's not.
yes,
She's not blonde.
yes, but you know,
She's a brunette.
this is like a low budget like game,
Yeah.
and for what it is, I feel like it does a really good job. Like it really wraps you in the story, and you really want to find out who the killer is. It's just, and then the acting, just like.
Let's hear it once more for Jinx and for James.
Yes, yes, like, yeah.
And also for Simon, I feel like he did a really, really good job.
Yeah, yeah. I think Emma too. Like,
Yeah,
you know,
they all did a decent job. I feel like Paul really does a good job in just making you hate him.
Yes, yes, yeah, yeah. And I like that they have all of the characters are like pretty distinct and unique.
Yes.
It's like even if you haven't played the game for a while, you can think back of the characters and immediately remember like what their personalities were like and stuff. It's just like they did, despite the flaws, overall it's like overwhelmingly positive. Like they did such a great job.
Yes.
But thank you for everyone that has stuck with us on this journey of going through this game.
Can't believe it's finally over.
I know. Maybe we should try and find more mystery games like this. I don't know. I feel like there's not a lot of games that are exactly like this.
There's not.
Yeah.
There's really not.
Yeah. Well, so thank you for joining the stream today. And let us know what game you'd like us to play next in the comments or in our Discord. You can catch us streaming on the first Saturday of every month at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. And if you'd like to keep up to date with their content, you can find our link tree listed below.
And if you'd like to support the podcast, please subscribe, like, and share our content. We also have a Teespring and a PayPal donate button if you'd like to support us monetarily. You can find all of the sites mentioned linked below. But until the next time, guys, stay safe and stay spoopy. Bye!